Welcome to Bedtime Lore, where we bring your favorite anime and gaming worlds to life in calming sleep stories. Tonight, we step into the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. This story takes place shortly before the Shibuya Incident, during a rare, quiet night for Satoru Gojo, the strongest sorcerer alive. The city of Tokyo lay beneath a blanket of moonlight. Countless lights shimmered like stars fallen from the sky, scattered across streets, alleys, and rooftops. From high above, the city looked peaceful, its restless energy muted by distance. Perched on the edge of a rooftop far above the bustling world, Gojo stood in stillness, his black uniform shifting slightly in the cool night breeze. For once, there was no rush. No curses to exorcise, no lessons to teach. Only silence and the quiet hum of a city that, for now, seemed almost at peace. The breeze carried with it the faint smell of rain on distant pavement. Far below, cars traced glowing lines of motion through the streets, their headlights reflecting in glass towers. The hum of the city was there, but it was softened, as if Tokyo itself was finally beginning to rest. Gojo leaned casually against the edge of the rooftop, hands tucked loosely in his pockets, and allowed his gaze to drift. Even without removing his blindfold, he could feel it all, every flicker of cursed energy hidden in the corners of the city, every quiet shift in the air. Yet tonight, none of it pressed against him. He let it exist, and simply did nothing. This was a rare luxury. Gojo was not a man who often stopped moving. His days were a blur of battles, teaching, and endless vigilance. But the night sky had a way of slowing even him down. Above him, clouds parted, revealing a tapestry of stars scattered across the heavens. They gleamed faintly, steady, and unshaken. A quiet reminder that there were things in this world untouched by curses and conflict. He tilted his head back slightly, the silver light of the moon glinting faintly against his white hair. The air here was clearer, cooler, and with every passing second it eased the restless weight he carried. For a moment, his mind wandered. He thought of his students, Yuji, with his relentless determination, Megumi, so composed and quietly strong, Nobara, fearless and sharp-tongued, a spark of energy in every room she entered. Each one of them was growing, each one pushing against their limits. The thought brought with it a rare, almost invisible smile. They were the reason he could allow himself to stand here tonight, unguarded, knowing that there was hope beyond himself. The city stretched endlessly, a vast ocean of light and shadow. Somewhere below, a train passed, its low rumble barely reaching this height. The sound was soothing in its distance, a reminder that life below moved on, unaware of the battles waged in its name. A temple bell rang faintly in the distance. Its tone was soft, deep, and lingering, carried upward by the wind until it reached him like a whisper. That sound rooted the moment, made it feel almost timeless. For just a little while, he could imagine a world without curses, a world where nights like this were not a fleeting rarity, but an ordinary part of life. Gojo let himself sink deeper into that thought. The edges of his infinity felt lighter tonight, less like a shield and more like a quiet boundary between himself and the rest of the world. Up here, high above Tokyo, it almost felt unnecessary. No one could reach him. No one needed to. He was alone, but not lonely. The quiet was good company. The wind shifted again, cooler now, brushing past him with a kind of gentleness. It tugged faintly at his uniform and whispered against the empty air, carrying with it the smell of earth and stone and the faint electric trace of the city below. He let his breathing slow, each inhale deep and unhurried. Beneath the blindfold, his 6 eyes saw everything, but he chose to focus on nothing at all. Just the way the moonlight spilled across the rooftops, the way the stars flickered like distant embers, the way the world seemed to pause for him, just for tonight. Minutes passed like that, though they felt like hours. Time did not matter here. All that mattered was the quiet rhythm of the world and the rare chance to simply exist without demand or expectation. He thought of battles past and the weight of the title he carried. Strongest, untouchable, unshakable. It was not pride that came with those words, but something heavier, quieter. And yet, here, under the endless night sky, that weight loosened, piece by piece, until it felt far away, almost forgotten. He tilted his head slightly and listened. Far off, a single bird called out into the night before falling silent again. The faint rustle of trees in a nearby park answered it. Even in a city built from steel and glass, there were still pieces of nature, small fragments of a quieter world hidden in the heart of Tokyo. He found comfort in that. The moon rose higher, its pale glow softening the edges of the city, painting everything in shades of silver and blue. The air was cool against his skin. His thoughts grew slower, quieter, as if the night itself was urging him to rest. He closed his eyes behind the blindfold. He did not sleep often, not truly, but this was close enough. The world below faded to a soft hum. The sky above became an endless calm, and in that stillness, Satoru Gojo allowed himself to simply be. No infinity, no strength, no expectations, only silence, stars, and the deep, steady quiet of the night. And in that rare quiet, for a few fleeting hours, the strongest sorcerer in the world found peace.